You nice and warm?
Yeah, we're cooking.
What's your strategy heading into it?
We're about to watch Ashleigh Wosny crush a workout from our season prep cycle. It is Friday of week 5, and this workout is going to be shuttle run and gymnastics bias with some super dense gymnastic sets in the middle of the workout. This is intentional because we see this often in quarterfinal style workouts where we're going to have a dense shuttle run type workout, or maybe it's a lot of rowing into a big set of chest to bars, toes to bar, ring muscle ups, rope climbs, you name it. We want to make sure that you're prepared for that and you know how to build a pacing plan if you have to do 50 or 60 or even 100 of the same movement in a row. So the workout's going to be like this: 4 time, 50 toes to bar, 10 shuttle runs, 50 pistols, 10 shuttle runs, 50 chest to bars, 10 shuttle runs, and we will finish with 10 rope climbs. You have some fun doing this workout with Ashleigh.
On paper, I feel like these are movements that I struggle with, but I've been working out a lot, so I'm gonna try to take a chance in the beginning and try to hold on for a bigger set of toes to bar, and we're gonna find out if it bites me or not.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and the dance, as we normally get from Ashleigh and Pip, who's in a demo coming up.
Oh, man. I just love her attitude. She's always happy and always dancing. And I wish I could dance like her.
Toes to bar.
All right, we start with this toes to bar. I think that there are multiple strategies you can do, but there are 2 main ones that you see athletes do. Either they start with just a giant set and then kind of go by feel, which I think is what she said she wanted to do here because she's been working on it. Or the athletes that pre-plan their breaks. So maybe it's 5 sets of 10 or 2 sets of 10 and then all 5s. Or they do, maybe it's 5s the whole way through. Whatever it may be, they have a plan in place and then they have rest times within those plans. I prefer most people do the latter when they do training sessions. And the reason is that they can learn how to control their rest breaks, which is more important, in my opinion, for the sport. So
she did 20 just then.
She just did 20. So she did, again, she's doing that first strategy, which is do a big set and then go by feel. But then the rest times, usually when that happens, take too long, unless it's like the elite level athlete. Like if Noah's doing it and he does a max set of chest to bars or toes to bar, usually he can get up pretty fast. Most people can't. A faster strategy, a better strategy, again, in my view, would be I'm going to do 5 sets of 10 with 5-second breaks in between. And then as I need longer rest times, I add more rest and I keep the total reps the same. So in other words, 10, rest 5 seconds, 10, rest 6 seconds, 10, rest 8 seconds, 10, until I get to 50 for an elite level athlete. Now, most people are like, I can't do 10 after the first set. Well, then your strategy maybe is 10 sets of 5 reps, but you still keep the same rest time and you just extend that out as needed.
She just did 15, so now she's at 35.
She's at 35. Again, she's an elite level athlete. She's a semifinal level athlete. I think she missed the games last year by 1 or 2 spots. So she can do the based on feel. Most people that are getting into the sport, they do the based on feel strategy, and there's no way to record if they're getting better. Whereas the other strategy, if I said you're going to do 10 sets of 5 in a workout, and then the next time you do a workout with 50 chest or toes to bar, you do 10 sets of 5 again, you can compare your scores and see if you're actually getting better. And I think that's just a better way to train, a faster way to get better at something. Now, there's going to be
She went to 43, then she went to 47. She's got 3 more here, 48, 49, 50.
Good. And that's awesome. Getting them done in 2 minutes is phenomenal. But you could do 10 sets of 5 in 2 minutes as well with short rest breaks. So again, the strategies are going to be different. There are going to be people that say, I always want to go on feel. I just think it's going to be a better way to get better faster by doing it in sets.
So I want to come back and ask you a question about the going by feel versus breaking sets. I'm going to come back and ask you a question about that, but this is the only round of shuttle runs we're going to show. I fast forward the rest of them, so
you don't have to watch it. So we're just going back and forth.
Got any shuttle run tips?
Yeah,
it's actually going to be showing.
Totally. So a couple things I think are important is, one, don't loop, which she's not looping, but she is hopping her cuts. So you can see she's just kind of
looping?
So looping would be like you start on the left side of that little chalk line she has, and instead of like doing an actual cut, you kind of like round your turn. So it's like a half circle. That just wastes time, and you're doing more work there. You're adding a couple feet. The next thing is don't hop. So she's hopping right here, which is just a bad strategy in my opinion. It works if you're going really slow and it's just like, I'm just trying to keep a nice rhythm. A better way is to just have the same footwork every single time. I like the cross under step, which we have a demo of in some of the other videos that we've posted recently. And then the last thing is have the same steps, the same cadence every single time. So if it takes you 8 steps to get to the other side, try to keep those same 8 steps every single time. It will keep you in a better rhythm, and it actually keeps your heart rate under control a little bit better. That was a really good transition, by the way, from Ashleigh there, going straight from the shuttle. She ran across the line, turned around, and then started her pistols. That's an elite level transition. That's what you have to do if you want to be elite at the sport, is have faster transitions. She did a great job of that. Her pistol cadence is really good. I think that in this workout, you're going to see athletes that maybe have really fast pistols, like a Noah Olson or someone like that could just crush and separate themselves. But most people are probably going to be around this pace or slower. So the biggest thing is don't get no reps. And in a training session, make sure you're actually getting to depth and standing all the way up, so you're practicing that. A couple years ago, we had a bunch of people do the 3 rounds of 30 pistols, 30 GHDs, 10 muscle-ups on site. And even though we had professional judges that we had come out and watch that workout, they still got, a couple of them got major penalties for not standing their pistols all the way up. So it's just good practice to make sure that you're meeting the movement standards in every single training session, which she's doing a good job here.
31.
Yeah, still really good pace. Her positions, she's really improved on a lot of these positions too. So great job by her coach Perrin and her for working on those. You can see it's getting a little wobbly as you get tired. This workout's set up in a way where the movements are much more dense than what you've seen the first couple of weeks of the training in T2B Compete, and that is intentional. You're going to see more and more chipper style and ladder style workouts, because we believe that you're going to see some workouts that are similar to that in the open and in quarterfinals. Chippers probably more so in a quarterfinal setting, but we want you to be good at turning over movements fast, only doing 10 pistols per round, but we also want you to be good at doing a big set, like 50 pistols in the middle of a workout after shuttle runs. So that's why we have so much variance. We have a reason behind all these, and a reason why we put them in certain parts of the week.
And I think that's 50. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You have anything else to say about shuttle runs, or can I ask my question?
Yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
All right. So,
man, look how fast she's moving.
I know. Look at Allie on those toes. And Brown is back in a big way. Look, both these ladies are wearing brown leggings.
It was gone for a while, right?
So my question was going to be, in a different video from this same series of our season prep workouts for Compete, we talked about filming yourself and learning, self-awareness around different movements and different movement combos. So you were talking about you can have the go by feel, or you can break it up. Is there anything to be said about, maybe taking a chance or doing the go by feel, knowing that you're going to watch it back and see what you learn type deal?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there is, and there's no definitive way to do it, right? Like the way Ashleigh's doing it can work really well. The problem is that if you're trying to test and retest, or you're trying to really see like what improvements you're making, the only metric you have by going by feel is just the time. So you could say like, oh, I went from 220 on 50 chest to bars or 50 toe to bar to 207, so I'm getting better. But that's the only thing that we know. So why are you getting better? Whereas if you did 5 sets of 10 and you also could time your rest breaks, you could see that you're really improving within those rest times, the transitions, the movement speed. There are a bunch of other data points that we can collect, which I'm just a big fan of. Like, everyone thinks about it, just go harder, but there are so many other like intricacies of the sport that you need to improve on. And the last point there is, there's very rarely in a workout, when you're truly tired, a 10-minute AMRAP, a 20-minute AMRAP, where you're just going to be able to just crush, right? Like, you're not going to do a big set of 20 toe to bar in a workout like that, where we're almost always going to break them because we just have to, because we're redlined. So in that redline state, you have to break and you have to manage rest times. So practicing managing rest times early in workouts will help you later in workouts.
And tell me if I'm way off on this, but is going by feel something you kind of have to earn? Like, the more self-awareness you have, the more right you have to be able to go by feel, because you're not going to underestimate yourself.
Exactly.
Which could be a pitfall of doing it that way.
Yeah, Ashleigh's earned that right. Or like a Travis always goes by feel now. But, Max doesn't have to give him pacing plans. Or like when I've helped Travis with a workout, he says, I'm going to do this by feel. It's like, I'm hands off, because he's already proven that he can do that, and he manages his rest time still really well. Now, what happens though is people say they're going to go by feel, and they blow up in a workout and they rest for 45 seconds.
Kind of like, just think about if we switch it to a different analogy, it'd be like nutrition, right? People who've never tracked at all, maybe you don't have to track the rest of your life, but if you never tracked and you didn't realize what you're eating, that's where you can make a lot of error. Right?
Exactly. It's like, oh, I didn't know that I was eating 6 tablespoons of peanut butter instead of 2, serving size.
I had a gut level feeling that I was resting too long, but now that I see all that peanut butter.
Right. And either way, you could still learn from if you're filming your workouts, which goes back to something we've said every single week on these videos, is like, make sure you're filming some of your workouts, even if it's one a week.
So we're back in the rope climbs, or we're to the rope climbs here.
Yeah, so this workout finishes with the 10 rope climbs. That's after 50 toe to bar and 50 chest to bars. It's pretty dense, and we chose the 10 rope climbs at the end of this one. Like we already said, we wanted dense sets, but this is similar to what we've seen the last couple of years with some really dense rope climb sets. It's a big separator, especially after all the other movements in the workout, right? You think about quarterfinal workout from last year where you did the deadlifts, the chest to bar, deadlift, the bar muscle up, deadlift, and then 9 rope climbs at the end of that. Those 9 rope climbs kept people out of semifinals, which was heartbreaking.
So I find, we talk about, when you're doing a competitive workout like this where the intention is to try to go at, compete speed, I feel like that's easier said than done with movements where you could be really safe on. Like, you're not going to hurt yourself going hard on a shuttle run, probably. But here, it's probably pretty scary thinking, hey, if I'm really pushing it, I might be at the top, it could potentially be scary. Any thoughts on how you manage that? Or?
Yeah, I think that you're always comparing to your previous self. So for Ashleigh, she knows exactly how long a rope climb takes. She probably knows what her 3-minute AMRAP is, or 10 rope climbs for time. And at the end of a workout, she's not going to match her 10 rope climbs for time. But she has that experience from doing them. Again, she's earned the right to kind of to go by feel. Let's say 10 rope climbs for time takes her 1 minute and 55 seconds. Well, in a workout like this, after all the chest to bars and shuttle runs and toes to bar, goal is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So then when she starts her rope climb, she does her first one, she looks at the clock and says, okay, now I have 2 minutes and 15 seconds. How do I need to pace these to get them done in that time? That's what she's doing. Now, for those that are maybe new to the sport and don't have the volume tolerance to do 10 rope climbs, they may get capped in this workout. Then in a setting like this, you probably are more so going based on, okay, can I actually get up the rope right now and get back down?
Yeah, and actually, me and Mia did a rope climb video that we'll link in here on YouTube if I have the memory to do it. So check in the description if you struggle with rope climbs, or even if you just want to learn some foundational stuff.
Yeah, that whole video is awesome because it walks through everything from the ascent to the descent. And I think that you can make a lot of time up by dropping off the rope quickly, which she just did not intentionally there, I think. All right, she has a couple left here. Her rest times in between are really, really good. You'll see maybe some elite level athletes that can like jump up and down even for 10 at the end of a workout. But when you're watching this, if you're not good at rope climbs, don't expect to be able to get back up the rope that quickly.
How's her technique holding up here?
She's got pretty good technique. I think Mia may say that she wants to see her kind of keep her hands a little bit lower. But overall, her footwork is good. She's taking the same amount of pulls every single time.
And she's tired as hell. So.
Yeah. Wow, that was fast. Well done, Ashleigh.
All right, let's see what the big soul Chicha had to say.
It bit me. Damn. I felt so fucking heavy on those rope climbs. Ugh. Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Well, we took a chance. Who knows how it would have worked any other way, but tried to go a little bigger on those toes to bar. Everything felt pretty manageable. When I got to the chest bar pull-ups, my heart rate just felt so high. And then I felt like that grip fatigue, pull fatigue on the rope, lung fatigue, a little bit of everything.
What was the easiest part?
Honestly, I felt like I really struggle with pistols, but been working on my positioning a lot, so those actually felt okay. I felt like I could catch my breath a little bit there. Legs just felt a little heavy on the shuttle run. But yeah, it was a spicy one.
So if you were to do it again, you would change anything?
I don't know, I think I probably would have stayed the same and just tried to like nut up a little bit on the rope climbs. I think no matter however you game it, if you're more conservative or if you try to hold on, it hurts.
So if you were going to try to beat that score, would it go harder?
Yeah, I think just
no strategy change
just nuts up a little bit. Quit being a little pansy. But yeah, that's all I got on that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.